Hi there everybody, it's Carol King, the developer of Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS. And here I am in March of 2021, about to redo all the videos about the most used areas in a job cost and accounting program, and that has to do with posting accounts payable bills and getting the job costs in there at the same time, monitoring job cost overages, all sorts of things. It's actually the area that the bookkeeper or accountant probably spends the most time in and becomes a hero to the builder based on all of the features that CHS has built in to alert about those job cost overages that helps the builder see where gross profit is heading. This particular video is going to be a video that's just a general overview of the payables sections of CHS. Then we will be doing some very detailed tutorial videos about every piece of doing accounts payable, paying checks, reviewing accounts payable transactions and vendor ledgers, etc. So be patient. I know that some of the videos following this, if it is in March 2021, will be older with older main menu screens, but we do have a video there about the new main menu, and they will be being updated over the next month or two because payables is such a big deal in CHS that we have to have several videos, and we want to be sure that you understand everything about them. So let's get started. We're going to be talking about the payables area, and I consider this row of the main menu the payables row. We have already updated and done all of the videos about vendor setup and info, but real quickly, what are vendors? In CHS, all outside entities, trade contractors, suppliers, overhead suppliers that provide goods and services are referred to as vendors. They are entities that you will be paying either by check, credit card, or bank debits. You even set up a vendor for Bank of America, if that's your bank, to post their service charges. Vendors will be used when entering bills to pay or paid, requesting bids, preparing purchase orders, selecting assignees for schedules and tasks, etc. Please pay attention and watch all of the help about the vendors or the tutorials that are on the screens. This next section is what you will use to post new payable bills that are either going to be paid later, that have already been paid in a manual check or deducted from your bank as a bank debit, or that you've paid via a credit card. You can post those from scratch, or we will be getting into how you can create payables bills from purchase orders that you've issued, and it just fills everything in for you. And you can set up some recurring bills like maybe the rent that you pay each month, etc. And there will be videos about that. If you'd like to look into the features about importing from Excel, that's usually used if you have a bunch of credit card charges, etc., and you just want to enter them real quickly and then post to payables. And we've already done the videos about prior period payables, and you do that when you're setting up CHS and you're needing to put in the unpaid payables that were still unpaid as of the day you switched over to CHS. Right here, if I click this manual checks, it's going to tell you some things that I'm going over, and it's telling you about how you handle manual checks, and we'll take you straight to adding a new bill and the help about it, but we'll close that. We just have little help everywhere. This section is where you go when you're getting ready to either approve bills to pay, which the people in the field can approve just job costs, not overhead costs, but they can drill down, see overages, see where a job cost stands, and then they can OK it to pay. Also, the big boss can OK it to pay. We have two fields for OKing, and this is actually one big reason that I'll get into in a minute, that bookkeepers, etc., should be entering those bills as they come in, because I will show you that you don't need to be routing them around to be coded anymore and be all over somebody's desk or in somebody's truck waiting for you to get them back to post. There's various features, especially purchase orders, that help you know what cost code and job various bills are for. But this section is where you go when you're ready to also open the unpaid payables and select bills to pay and do a check run. You can select bills to pay, by the way, based on ones that have been approved in one fell swoop, that kind of thing. can look at payables agings, lists of checks that you've printed before here. And this is where you would go to see all payables transactions that you have entered and print vendor ledgers or look up things about vendors or do some minor editing on some of those payables transactions. It will have all payables transactions, whether they're unpaid or paid. So it's a great way to look up everything that you paid one vendor for a certain job, that type of thing. It also gives you some other quick unpaid summaries. It will take you to accounts payable aging, which is about your open unpaid payables. So you will see it over here also. Accountants will use this to tie the balance for accounts payable on your balance sheet to your list of open invoices, a list of checks again. We will be getting into those. And just a quick on all of these columns, you can quickly look to see what the latest balances are if you have a higher level of permission. Like generally project managers and stuff are given a lower level to be able to do certain things, but they don't need to be involved in the accounting or what the cash balances are or what the credit card balances are. But that's a quick look at your cash and credit card balances, and it's just kind of available in all three sections. So you may, if that's what you're working on all day and most of your time, you may expand to all four of these just to be able to jump around to be doing stuff that you need. I'm going to go ahead and click to post a payables bill from scratch. So I'm going to click Help, and it's telling me that there's already been something in here. Because I came from the window to select a vendor to pay, it's trying to help you get to the section of the help that would be about selecting a vendor. So there's already some words here in the search field for you. So when I click that magnifying glass, I got to the place where there's just the video about that, which is part 1 about selecting a vendor. I'm going to clear the type in search and then expand all again. This very top part is basically where there's going to be a video icon for this video that I'm doing right now. It's giving you an overview right here, but if I open the help document that we have about accounts payable, posting bills, etc., we will see some of the same thing. Let me get rid of some of that, and let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit so that we can see it. So the window to add new payables bills is probably the most often used window in CHS, like I said. It is the hub of a job costing system, and it is specifically designed to alert about job cost overages, vendor insurance and other expirations, outstanding waivers of lien, and more. This means that the person entering vendor bills sits in a very important seat. This person should be trained to use all of the tools in CHS to keep the owner or project managers informed about potential overages and other trade or supplier issues. This help document will show how to enter vendor bills and how to alert others about any issue. As you can see, it's 37 pages long because it tells you about every single field with screenshots. Expenses and costs that will be or already have been paid from your bank or credit card accounts will all be entered on the Add New Payables Bills window. This means bills to be paid, manual checks, debit card charges, credit card charges, bank service charges, etc. will all be posted using that window. After bills, charges, or expenses have been entered, the user will select to post the entries either as paid or as unpaid as followed. You can mark them as unpaid, posted as unpaid to pay later in a check run, and those will be the ones that show up on that section I showed you about unpaid payables, where you're selecting them to pay for a check run or looking at them, reviewing them, and also you can do major editing to what you already posted. You can click paperclip icons to see the copies of the bills that you uploaded there, and more. When you elect to submit and post the bill, you can also just say, I want to post it as paid, because maybe it's a manual check that somebody wrote out in the field and it's already been paid or written. So you post it as paid, tell it what checking account it's been paid out of and what the check number is, and then just post it as paid, and it will show up in your list of paid checks and on your check registered. This one here means that if you post it to pay or as paid, if you select to post it as paid or to print a check, CHS will first post it as unpaid, then immediately take you to the screen where you can print the check. And that's directly from the window where you are posting the check. You don't have to go to unpaid payables if you're quickly trying to print a check. You can also post it as paid by credit card. So if you paid Joe the plumber with a credit card, you will go to the very same window, but you will select Joe the plumber. You will post the amount that you paid him and give it all the information it needs, and then you'll select to post as paid by credit card, and there's very detailed instructions about setting up credit card accounts in CHS, and you can do credit card ledgers and reconcile your credit cards. But you'll post it as paid by credit card, which means it will open a window to select the credit cards you're paying it with. And then later, when you plan to pay a bigger payment to the credit card company, you will post it directly to a vendor that is a credit card vendor. You will also have the option to post as paid by an outside party. That has to do with if the buyer goes out and pays for something, but you still want to get things into job costs. CHS will take care of recognizing that as both a job revenue and a job cost, and will not deduct that from the bank account, but it does special accounting behind the scenes to take care of that, and there's a video all about that. So the person entering payables can upload and attach a copy of the bill to the entries, and they can write notes about the bill. Both the uploaded copy of the bill and any notes can be seen by the owner or the project managers that will be approving posted unpaid bills to be paid. Note that there are windows for doing the payment approvals online in CHS. This means that those paper invoices do not have to be routed around to project managers for approval anymore. If bills to be paid are immediately posted as unpaid when they are received, the project managers can see them online, review any overages, take care of editing any incorrect job cost codes. That's about all they can edit is the cost code. They can't edit much of anything else because we don't want them interfering with accounting. They can write notes either to the big boss or back to the bookkeeper saying don't pay this or hold this or something, and with all of the reasons for that. And then they can decide to check mark to approve them or not to be paid in a check run. This all becomes even easier, though, if purchase or work orders are issued and project managers have checkmarked that the work is done on the purchase orders. That's because the bookkeeper can simply create bills from POs that are marked that the work is done, and they will automatically supply the correct cost code. That way the bookkeeper has to worry less about what cost code or cost center they're posting them to, and a big stack of bills does not have to be sent to the field to be approved or to be marked with cost codes. Because CHS makes this easy for you, you might even decide to go paperless, some of my builders have, and only pay from purchase orders. Please review the help about why purchase or work orders can make a big difference to the profitability of your business. There is help about that and videos about why you should use purchase orders and what they do for you, even if you don't issue them. What they do is give you, I'll say real quickly, they immediately say who's going to be doing the work, who the vendor is, what the cost code is, how much you've agreed or committed to pay for that. And because one of the most powerful screens in CHS is something called estimated cost at completion, so that you can monitor where things are heading even before they're paid. It's excellent to use POs so that you know if you've issued a PO for more than the budget, and you can see that overage is coming right away even before the bookkeeper has entered any bill. Or you can issue a PO for less than what you budgeted and mark it to use that for your estimated cost at completion and show how much under you are going. If purchase or work orders have not been issued, there are other tools right on the Add New Payables bill window that the bookkeeper can use to drill down to the job budget and previous costs to determine the correct cost code. So even if you're not using the purchase orders, there really are tools that probably help the bookkeeper see what cost code was used to budget that type of thing. So they can pretty well guess it probably. CHS will trigger alerts about over budget or over POs that will clue the bookkeeper to use those tools to double check the cost code entered before posting it. I won't go on in this help document anymore. Like I said, this is an overview, and I'll try to see what I can do about wrapping up a couple of things for you. Notice that this window, I just wanted to point out some overview things, is already an active window. If I select ABC Foundation, you're going to see that there's a few alerts going on over here, and we have a video about the alerts, and I will be talking about these again in our detailed video. But we're seeing that this is saying we need the IRS W-9 form, which might cause me to decide while I'm entering the bill to write a comment to the field about, let's get that W-9 form before we give them the check. And there's some sort of warranty thing going on here about a leak that hasn't been done yet. There can be, you can see various things that are not done will pop up over here. You can also click a used button to see where this vendor has been used all over the place, for purchase orders, for bids, what cost codes you've assigned to them, what actual costs you've posted to them, what all the payables bills you may have posted to them, where they're used in the accounting database, their various expirations based on things that we have gone over. So you can drill down and see just all kinds of things, the scheduled tasks, any uploads that you've posted to that vendor, etc. And their contact information is right here for you to look at if you suddenly need to call them right now about the bill that you have in your hand. There's also something, I'm not going to open this one, but all the comments back and forth that I've been referring to, where the bookkeeper might write a note to the field or send a comment email out to the vendor, will be stored, and you can review all the comments for the vendor right here. The other thing is, if I select Big Buck, it goes out and looks, and it's letting you know there are open POs for this vendor. And if I click this button, it will take me to the screen that will show me all the open POs. And if I want to just click Open Only right there, it's just going to search and show me the ones that I can just quickly create a bill from. And you'll be seeing that when I click that, it's going to fill in all the fields for the bill and attach the PO to it, etc. Just wanted to let you know that it's letting me know when I select a vendor about those POs. Also, there's all sorts of help, like say the vendor issues you a credit. That can be a little confusing, and it gives you a video about what to do with that vendor refund or the credit. There's also a video about what to do if you pay a supplier, like maybe it's a lumber company and you pay them $100,000 up front, and how to handle that as you go with those bills. Also, if you're about to pay a customer a refund, one of your home buyers, for whatever reason, you would post it, like I said, everybody you pay money to, you're posting on the very same window that's going to open here. And this gives you tutorials about how to post a customer refund and how it will be deducted from the revenues you've received from them or posted to a job cost. There's also another thing here if you're getting ready to pay off payroll taxes or some loan or something. You're going to get a breakdown when you open this report of your payables on your chart of accounts, your liability accounts, which ones you select. It'll just show liability accounts so that you can look at them and also see what department, because in CHS you can do little financial statements by departments like specs, property management, overhead, who knows what. But you'll get a breakdown when you open this report of those things that will help you as you're posting your liabilities. We will be doing more videos, of course, about that. So to sum it all up, as I've been saying, it is the hub. The accounts payable for job costing is the hub of using a job costing and accounting program. And the person sitting in the seat should be taught, should learn to pay attention to every alert, to everything on the screen, because they'll only need to deal with it one time. The payable screen is designed to enter the bill one time and get that everywhere you need it without doing all of those Excel spreadsheets that you may have done in some previous program. So be sure they're trained, be sure they do watch the videos, and that they know about all of the tools that are available to them to become a hero to the builder for watching those job costs and helping keep that gross profit that you want to make where you want it to be. Please stay tuned, because I'm about to start updating all the other videos that follow this one in the playlist. And thank you for watching.